Round 3, and quite an epic round 3 it promises to be. On the blue corner, we've got a play that cheated its way into the final round, only got 2 yays, and you know, the person who's in it voted for it to actually tip it over the line. And then in the orange corner, we've got a play that moved through the final round in about 5 seconds and actually got enough votes to make it through to the final round twice. So it's going to be a real tough fight here. Honestly, like I was saying before, anybody's game at this point. I could really see anybody taking this one. I also want to throw out there, I am well aware that Timsey, the guy on the left, has a bunch of friends in this chat. And if you guys think you're going to be like, oh, but there's 5 people voting for number 1, and that's going to screw up our system, no, that's not how things work around here. So, all right, Timsey going and voting for himself again, so, you know, disregard that. Speedy saying, you know, we're the best as long as we don't get lag. Obviously. Yeah, obviously. So, alright guys, let's do this real quick. Go through the motions of figuring out which of these is gonna be our winner. Just to, you know, let anybody know who may not. What was gonna happen now is I'm gonna play both of these clips right in a row, and you guys are gonna type !vote, and then the number of the play you want to vote for. So for the first one will be !vote 1, second will be !vote 2, and then no, and so on and so on. Just, you know, vote 1, vote 2. You can also do !nay and the number of a play you want to vote against. And the shorthands of V and Y, !V and !Y, to upvote the play, !N to downvote the play. You can only vote for 1 play. So, you know, you can change your mind, that's fair, but if you do, it will take your vote off of the first play you vote for and move it to the second play. So you got to figure out which one is your favorite, and then we're going to talk about it for a little bit, figure out which one is our favorite. Oh, and the thing I skipped was, if you want to take your vote off, just do it again. So you do vote 1 once, it'll add your vote to the play, you do it again, it'll take it off. So with all that said, let's take a look at what we've got here. First up is the Timsey Musty. This is going to be vote 1 for this one. Vote 1 for this one here. So that's vote 1 for Timsey there, and then we got vote 2 here for, there's a lot of people in this, but I'm just going to give it to the streamer. I'm just going to name it after the streamer. KByyye and Friends Pass Play. So this is vote 2 here for KByyye's Pass Play. This is going to be vote 2 for this one. Vote 2 for this one. Also should probably point out to win the game with like 15 seconds left. So, you know, pretty good stakes on this one too. Also, I gotta say my favorite thing about this one is absolutely the way the music comes in. The music is just so fucking perfect in this clip. I like saying they're just messing around on Smurfs though. How do you know that? Timsey saying same for my clip though. Are you also messing around on a Smurf? Okay. JC, you can't vote in this round. In order to vote in this round, you need to have rep. In order to get rep, you have to have voted in one of the earlier rounds. We get brigaded a lot in the final round with people bringing their friends in to vote for them. The way we deal with that is, you know, you've got to have already been a member of the site before you can vote in the final round. So, sorry, sir. Timsey saying last 10 seconds. I don't know what that means. Saying, are they Smurfs? Yeah, I still haven't seen, I still don't know how that was determined. I don't really believe so either. But, alright, we do have a couple people going for number 1. There's Timsey, but then also, nope. Rios just took his vote off. But Ilex going for vote 1. Alright, Ilex, what do you like about number 1? Why is number 1 better than number 2? Oh, Timsey saying I meant my clip was for the win in the last 10 seconds as well. No, it wasn't. It was to tie the game with 2 minutes left. But, you know, thanks for playing. You can vote, Starks. You have rep. You were here in one of the earlier rounds. And Rios putting his vote back on the board. So yeah, Rios, Ilux, what do you got for me? Why is this the best play of the day right here? Why is this better than the 4-point pass play? Stark saying it's near a new soft reset, so most likely. What's most likely? They must be Smurfs because they're it's near a soft reset. How do I get rep? You have to be here for one of the earlier rounds and vote in one of the earlier rounds. And yeah, new here. That's exactly the issue we're trying to deal with. So yeah, I mean, you are more than welcome to share your opinion, JC. If you want to argue for your preferred play, I will take that under consideration. It's not going to come down to just a straight score decision. So it really is, you know, we try to get a little consensus going on. So if you have thoughts, feel free to share them. You're just not going to be able to, like, formally vote. Timsey saying, I feel like this involves higher skill level and has way more speed. I don't know, man. It's a move. You know, it's a musty flick. That's really all you're doing here. You fake out that one guy a little bit, and it is very well placed, to be sure. But in my mind, you know, a flick is going to lose to a solid 4-point pass play with stakes every day of the week. Stark saying must not be Smurfs. Okay. Rios saying it's speedy and musties are just harder to score. The pass play was good for sure, but for me, it seemed kind of lucky that he sniped his friend. That's why I go for 1. Ooh, hold on. You're saying it seemed lucky that he passed the ball to his friend? I need to take another look at this and see if there's actually a touch in there that feels lucky or if you're just, you know, being weird. All of those passes seem perfectly, like, deliberate and reasonable to me, man. I have no idea what you're talking about. Speedy saying, take it from Speedy. Not quite. Saying, I don't buy the Smurf argument. The defense was actually in pretty good position and got close. Yeah, I have no idea where anyone... Again, guys, keep in mind, like, 5 people in this chat right now are friends of Timsey, I'm pretty sure. So I feel like we are going to get inundated with a lot of bullshit here that we're just going to have to say, nope, sorry, you're full of shit. Timsey saying, look at the defense, though. Just no one contesting. No. Again, just flat out not true. Timsey, they're getting contested every step of the way, but the thing that's really cool about pass plays is you can get around defenders even when they're challenging. Speedy saying those passes definitely look deliberate. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Bloke saying I'm not normally a fan of flicks. I do like this, and it's close, but so much more to the pass play. Defense isn't amazing, but they are challenging. Vote 2. And yeah, I would agree with that. It's definitely not the best defense I've ever seen, but it is defense, and it is at least putting up a fight, you know, that the other team has to overcome. Spare saying without a shadow of a doubt those passes are intentional. Timsey saying, nah, only Ilux and Rios. Okay, well, then the people who are bullshitting, but fair enough. Speedy saying goalie went up and other car went on the side of the goal. Yeah, exactly. Like, there are challenges. So, all right, at the moment we have 7 votes and 300 points on KByyye and 3 votes and 30 points. The 3 votes being from Ilux, Rios, and Timsey on Timsey's play. So I'm down to keep hearing arguments for Timsey, but I'm going to need to hear some good arguments if we're going to keep this alive. At this point, it does seem like we are all pretty solidly on the vote 2 camp. Pyre saying this musty is decent, but it's just that, a flick. I think it takes about the same sort of time to learn and implement as a time investment for team plays like 2, but the pass play will always win out over a one-band flick for a multitude of reasons. Bear saying agreed to Yeah Bloke, who said, not normally a fan of flicks. I do like it, but it's close, but so much more of the pass play. Defense isn't amazing, but they are challenging. Satan's agreeing with Pyre. Rios saying, even if I'm a friend, I'm just being impartial. Okay, if you say so. Timsey saying, feel like on higher levels, someone would have been on the backboard with the passing play. The guy climbs on there, but just slow and way too late. And yeah, I mean, we're all definitely agreeing on that it's not the best defense imaginable. But I mean, you know, on higher level, that guy wouldn't have fallen for your fake right there, and this play would have never developed, you know? So if we're saying, okay, but the best imaginable defense could have stopped this, same applies to your play. Speedy's saying, I wonder what it's like to have friends who vote for you instead of against you just cuz. Yeah, it must be nice. Saying neither are honestly that mechanically outstanding, but 2 is more fun to watch. There's a whole build up to it, and you don't really know how it's going to end. Speedy saying all my homies would vote against me. Yeah. I like saying, I don't know, it's hard to get a banger like that on a musty. Of course, I've seen it before, just think it looks cleaner. And that's definitely true. I would definitely put this as one of the best musties I've ever seen. I say that without reservation. I mean, I don't know, top 5, how many musties I'd put this in, but this is one of the better musties I've ever seen. It's just that, like, when you're saying, wow, he really crushed this flick, like that was such a clean flick, in my mind, that doesn't really make it more impressive. You know, like, there's a sweet spot on a car, just like there's a sweet spot on a baseball bat. But just because you connect with the sweet spot and, like, launch a ball 500 feet doesn't mean you're a better hitter. You know, it just means, hey, on that swing, you really nailed the sweet spot and crushed the ball. So the fact that, like, yeah, this is a boomer of a flick doesn't really sell me. The placement on it, though, I'm still really impressed by the placement on this. Like, that's a really nice job getting just enough to the side of this ball to send it, you know, to the left of the guy, but to the right of the post. So I'm definitely giving you credit for a really awesome musty flick here. I just, you know, it's just a musty flick. At the end of the day, it's just a really nice musty flick versus the other one, which is like a really cool 4-point pass play. Bears saying the best imaginable defense in any play would mean we wouldn't be here talking about any of this. I still disagree with that, but that is a widely held position. I think there are some plays that are just so good or so unpredictable or unexpected that even a defense doing everything right wouldn't stop it. Saying, can you imagine going back and looking all the musties ever scored? Shit would take like a week. Yeah, seriously, just a week. I don't know, there's not that many of them. They are pretty rare. I'd say there's probably only like 1,000 of them, and given that we go through 200 plays a day, yeah, about a week. Rhea saying Timsey's shot was unstoppable. To be honest, like, he did a good fake, and the musty finish. The only way that goal wouldn't happen was the guy who got faked shouldn't get faked. Yeah, but unstoppable shot, again, like I said, you're right. It's a boomer of a shot, but, you know, that doesn't mean that he's like some god of Rocket League. It just means, man, everything, like, you know, was picture perfect on this one. It's kind of a type 2 luck situation. We make a distinction between type 1 and type 2 luck, where type 1 luck is like uncertainty, where you don't know what's going to happen. You had no idea to predict that things would play out the way they did, but they did. Some crazy shit happened and everything worked out in your favor, and even though you weren't trying to do what you did, it worked out. So that's lucky. That's type 1 luck. Type 2 luck is risk. It's a low percentage thing. It's you know, a play that's not going to work out for you every time. It's a really tough shot that you're probably going to miss like 8 times out of 10, but you know what? This time you hit it. And in type 2 luck, you know, your skill is still involved. It's still a better chance if you're better at the game. And I would say that's what's at work here. Like, it's definitely, you know, he's going to hit this flick more times than I am. Absolutely. Because he is better at the game than me. But it's still just a little bit of like, oh, this is the time that he really nailed the flick. So I don't know, that just doesn't really sway me. But if anyone else is swayed, feel free to hop over to the vote 1 side of the argument. Saying Will 24/7. JC saying both are great to watch, but 3v3 team play pass plays have that edge in my opinion. And yeah, I wholeheartedly agree with that. Pyre saying, I'm saddened you went for the musty. I think you can just have easily faked it again, and this defender still flies past. That's an interesting point there. What's up, Omar? How you doing, man? Good to see you. Speedy saying musties are rare. Since when? I don't know. They're rare for what I see. I mean, maybe I lowballed it a little bit, but you know, I don't see a musty every day. I see one every couple days, every few days. You know, Rocket League's been out. The musty's only been around for a couple years, so that's like 600 days. If I'm saying I see one every few days, that means there's only like, you know, a few hundred of them. Let's round up, be conservative. Yeah, I feel like 1,000 was probably a pretty good call on how many musties have been hit. They are fairly rare. I like saying, but I mean, feel like there's team plays like that one out there for days as well. Yeah, in the final round, at this point in this process, I don't know if anyone said this already, but at this point in the process, rarity is not the concern. You know, like whether it should make it to this point in the process, whether we should take a closer look at it. For sure, let's talk about whether it's special or not, whether there are 100 plays like that. But at this point, we've decided these are the 2 plays we liked most today. And what we are now trying to figure out is which of them is the most impressive. So fine, neither of them is particularly rare. I'll give you that. I think a nice 4-point pass play like that, I think a little bit rarer than a musty flick. But that's not the question we're talking about right now. The question is which of these is more impressive, which of these is better Rocket League. And I got to give that to the pass play 10 times out of 10. Want to see the passing play? Yeah, let's go over to that one. Saying, well, hey, what's up, Fishy?
A fishy, ooh.
Saying, well, there's 3 people involved, so the occurrence is unique, more so than a 1-player musty flick. Plus, we're looking at today's plays. Exactly. All right, take it easy, Timsey. I look saying, not sure, though. There's people out there that can constantly hit a musty flick every time they go for it. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's also definitely possible there's a lot of people hitting them and they just, like, don't get clipped because it's such a common occurrence. So that's why I rounded all the way up to 1,000. Saying that's what I'm saying. It's just not a whole lot of variable with a musty, but with a 3-point pass play, there's a lot more different scenarios. Yeah, for sure. And yes, I do agree. Very nice shot, Timsey. Absolutely. Fishy also coming in on the vote 2 side. So, all right, last chance for anyone to, argue for the other one besides Timsey and his friends. Anybody else want to take up the musty side of this one, or can I hit the wood with the hammer? Call it a night. Oh, Alex also hopping over to the vote 2 side. All right. That's pretty much a death knell. Fishy taking his place back on vote 1, but unless Fishy's got an actual argument as to why, I'm going to assume that cap of pride is the more honest expression of his intent than the vote 1. Pyre also hopping on the vote 2 stream. Fishy saying because it's losing, that's why. Well, very kind of you, Fishy, but it is indeed losing, I think. Just gonna wait just a little bit longer if anyone wants to drop a vote 1, but it does feel like we're done here. Meeting adjourned. We're going with this one here. Ria's saying I don't really like the passing play, I guess, but the passing play won, so GZ. Yeah, I mean, I feel you, man. It's definitely not a great day. Definitely neither of these 2 plays, like, blows me in a way, and I'm like, oh shit, this is amazing, but, at the end of the day, Rocket League is about teamwork and passing more than it's about crazy flicks, and I think for that reason, most people here have decided passing plays are going to win over solo plays every time. Fucking Manhattan has got me trying to time Wally so hard now. Yeah, I had a feeling someone would try. Saying I got it timed well with the round 3 ding. Yeah, that was a lot easier. I don't usually, fake on that one. Give fishy sauce. Yeah. Okay. So, alright guys, congratulations to KByyye. You are our winner for